69 and a lot to report in this video. First thing we need to talk about is I'm no longer in 3508. I have moved kingdoms to 3505, and let's have a frequently asked question whilst we're going here. Can you have more than two accounts in one kingdom? Yes, you can. Here I have 3 accounts now in 3505 because I already had a scout account there. So you can passport migrate more than 2 accounts into the same kingdom, but you cannot use the beginner's teleport to do this, which is important to understand should you be making support accounts to support your new sleeper or jumper. Now, what am I doing in 3505? Well, I don't really do drama videos, but I will say a few things. Firstly, is the effort to not have a civil war is far greater than the effort to have a civil war. These things just are very hard to prevent, especially if you need to keep an eye on some indicators in your kingdom. Are the individual power in sync with the alliance power? This is fantastically important. You can't escape the fact that this game is pay to play or has a large pay to play element in it. You can't escape it. And if people have been dropping tens of thousands of dollars or pounds, they're going to want to call the shots. So if individual power and alliance power aren't in sync, you're going to have a problem at some point. These things will correct. But it was very sad in the case of 3508 is that we had 2 alliances with not a huge amount of power between them, which means now that one alliance has left that kingdom, meaning now there's only one viable alliance in 3508 at the moment. No offense to those that have now taken the spot in the second alliance, but it's very difficult to come back from this for KVK1, and you can't win KVK1, I don't think, with one viable alliance, however big your individual whale or 2 might be. They can't be online 24 hours a day, and they may even fail the test of taking the Crusader Fortress, which is a complete morale destroying thing that can happen. But no matter how strong your whales are, you need a big showing or multiple alliance showing, or to be in an insanely strong alliance to be able to take down the Crusader Fortress without the kingdom coming together. But that's for KVK1. Maybe I will be wrong. Maybe they have a whole load of migrants set up to join them. Who knows? But I'm afraid things hadn't been right in that kingdom for quite some time. These are key indicators to watch out for, and this is important to know. If you're on your alliance, go to the resource pit and see how many people are in there, especially if it's gold. So we've got 43 at the moment, which even I think that's a little low. Though to be honest, it gets quite annoying if it's a lot higher. I have been in alliances where it's 60 or 70, and unfortunately you clear the alliance resource node too quickly. But if this is below 30, I would say you may have a problem. The second indicators you need to start watching out for is that you no longer have high activity in your fort rallies. So this column here needs to be really full. It's unbelievably important to generate these 50 AP pots for KVK1, or you're going to struggle in Marauders and you're going to struggle in Honor, and that's how the prizes are divvied out. Action points are fantastically important, and you need to see constant fort activity. If the fort activity is low, something's going wrong. So, just a few indicators to watch out for there. Also, you may start to get the feeling that only a few people are doing everything. That's another bad sign. That includes filling the chat. Sometimes gold chests do start to dry up because the whales only have so much they can spend them on. They will get to the point where all they can do is training. But really, even at that point, you should still be seeing regular gold chests from the war gear or the equipment war gear gold chests. So watch out for those factors. It may mean something is up, and sometimes it might be better to go before it's a mess. But I was ready for this. I had an insurance policy in place, so I was able to use my alliance credits to buy 2 passports. I also was able to buy a passport on each of my 5 farms, so they've all come with me to 3505, which is brilliant, because the last time I was involved in a civil war, yes, I moved kingdoms. Yes, it looked like I'd found a good kingdom, but unfortunately, I hadn't brought my farms with me, and I was going to have a very lonely time trying to produce the resources for KVK1 without that. Now, let's have a look at other progress on the account. So, commander power, no, not commander power, troops. So the good news is I've nearly got a full march for infantry. Let's see what that's going to look like when we go for fighting or our test. So into expedition, level 55. And I'm hoping for a good spread on this. Let's pop Ethelfled in. And there we are. We're nearly all tier 4. That's good. For some reason in expedition, you don't always get your full troop amounts. Something's not quite right. If you get troops that are awarded through the quest events, they don't appear here. And it looks like some of my troops that I've increased in power to tier 4 have also not appeared. But right, here we go. I want a good spread. 500 would do. 574, 894. So that's pretty significant. That's nearly 600 on the trade there, which is fantastic. But I'm going to start to have less places to go soon to improve this march. But I've certainly got a bit more in me at the moment. But certainly it is moving forward, which is fantastic. I'm going to hope to be able to kill this march solo when I'm ready. Where's the progress come from though? Let's have a look. Obviously we've talked about tier 4. And let's have a little look. Oh, where have I gone? So the main progress recently has been in my academy. So I have moved forward military technology quite significantly. I've got combined arms, medical corps and encampment all to 2 out of 10, which is extra 6% on my march. I've started, these were 4-4 when I last did a test, and I'm starting to move them. It's now 5, soon to be 6-4. I've also moved defensive formations to 7. So just combat tactics to do there until they become huge undertakings. It's a month to get that ahead, which I simply do not have the speed ups for, and no reason to do it when I've got all of these, which are very cheap at 1 day, 1 hour for a 1% return is fantastic. So lots more progress to be had in the academy, a little more progress to be had on the tier 4 training, but also a lot of progress to be had on Sun Tzu, in that he's got another 7 levels to go, which is about, give or take, 15 or 16 million more XP. So that's slowly coming down, but I've got plenty of time to get him to level 60. He's obviously expertised, which is good. And we are looking at Ethelfled, who only has 16 more heads to go. And then she is finished for this KVK. But I plan to move her on to expertised. A, because it's free. And B, because I want this last skill here. The reason I want this last skill here is that she deals an extra 20% more damage to enemy troops that have been slowed. And if we go here onto Thutmose, where is he? He is, of course, a support commander, which means within his talents, he has a definite, it's not a chance of, that he slows up to 5 nearby enemies. So I'd be interested to put those two together. I think that could be a significant buff. Also, I'm eventually going to get him to another skill level. I'm just waiting on those gold keys to behave. But I've got 83 universals awaiting for future investments. Let's have a little talk about Sunset Canyon. So at the moment, I'm still using City Keeper. But in my mind, the way I'm going to move out of City Keeper is as follows. Kira will take his place on the front line. She's only level 38 at the moment, but she's a peacekeeper, so I'm using her all the time and building up her power. But she has also got to 5111. I need to progress that a little bit more, but that's her first skill finished. She can then carry... I then have two options to carry YSG, because I will then have two Archer Marches. What will happen with the equipment that City Keeper is wearing? Joan will go from Archer to Infantry, because she's integration, it doesn't matter for her. Her Archer equipment will go on to Kira. And you see, I've not been trying to expertise her blues, because of course I don't want to expertise them integration, I want to expertise them as Archer. So I will do that when they are being worn by Kira. Joan will then get City Keeper's equipment, and she will play infantry for some time until we get the first real infantry commander, who I forget what his name is. Anyhow, so after I finish Thutmose, my next legendary commander will be infantry, and Joan will be preparing their gear until they are ready. So that's my Sunset Canyon update. Let's have a little look. Just a quick one on Expedition. I managed to 3-star the bonuses and everything up to 64. But 65 is just insane. It's, what is 65? 520,000, is it? Whoops, preview. 520,000 deal for infantry on a very nasty looking Richard and Martel, so that's not going to happen for a little while, but I will keep working on that. I think at the moment I can get maybe 300,000 off them, but that's 200,000 left, and they just melt my archers because they're so strong. Sunset Canyon's going well today. I am in the top 3, and I still have 2 attempts to go, so I could steal it. But we will see. I don't want to cause upset or get nuked. But I could steal that today. Okay. Now, with development, really, rather than telling you what the power is, let's have a look at what the castle is on 18 with 155 in the bag. A lot to get for the next level of 19. Watchtowers are a little ahead because, of course, we had a 2-day Lohar, so that's just going up to 20 now. But I think I used all of my arrows to get that going. So that's where we are on building now. Of course, the next thing we're going for is the academy, but it's a lot further away than you may look because, of course, you've got to, I believe, get the castle finished. Or one of them anyhow. But it's a lot further away than it looks. But I will keep plugging away at that. So I just noticed here we've got 2 empty marches. Can I jump in on something? Nope. Let's go in. Here we are, you'll do. So a bit more XP on Sun Tzu. And a bit more XP on those 2. That's nice. And Kira's got to level 38 purely off being a peacekeeper, which is nice. Nice progress there. Let's have a little look at my new alliance. And they've got everything but the gathering altar, so I'm happy with that. They've got the training speed shrine, I'm happy with that. Hopefully they will add more shrines when the fighting starts, and a full set of sanctums. You wouldn't expect anything different. They are doing just fine here. Leaning towards cavalry, of course. That's fine. Yeah, they're doing just good. I did notice, however, though, that I'd be really interested if you're day 69 and you've got through more than 305 flags. I'd be very interested in hearing from you, because I think that is amazing. I'd like to have a talk to the territory lead from CS05. That's something impressive that they've achieved. 305. How many alliance spots do they have? They have 129 alliance spots. Wow, that is really, really impressive. Really impressive. So that's the update for today. I know it could have been more of a drama video, but it's not really how I roll early game. I think, though, the leadership did the right thing. If you want to hurt somebody, walk away, take your power to another kingdom, let them play in their own game. Obviously, it's frustrating. Something was definitely beginning to build on 3508, but it couldn't get over the line. So it happens. It's a lot of work to get a kingdom off the ground. Sometimes, as you say, the effort not to have a war or not to have disruption is too great. Thanks for watching. That's all for today.